Hey guys, this is Jay with the Douchebag Brigade, also known as Shin Megami Rosen from Twitter. This is what I see. Persona 6, everything we know about the release date, platforms, and more. Alright, I am a Persona fan. However, I have to say that one thing that is driving me crazy is the thought that I'm seeing this and I don't know anything about Shin Megami Tensei 5. You know, I have always been a fan of the Persona games. I started playing Nocturne and Persona 3 FES around the same exact time. So, it's not like I have allegiance to one or the other. However, I will say this. I the idea that this is going to be put ahead of something like Shin Megami Tensei 5 is maddening. I don't like this. I like the Degree commercial better. Look, obviously I'd like to have more Persona games. I'm a huge fan of Persona 1 through 2. Well, 1, 2, and 2 IS and 2 EP. I'm a fan of 3, 4, and 5. But I want Shin Megami Tensei. I'm at a point where I want some different Megaten. Give me a Devil Summoner game. We haven't had one of those in over a decade. Give me something else. Give me a new Majin Tensei game. Give me a new Devil Survivor game. I mean, look, I know there's a lot of people that really just like Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal, and I know there's some that maybe like the Persona 3 through 5, that trilogy. But there's a lot of us mainstay fans that have been in this for a long time, and we've really been waiting for more mainline games. We got Strange Journey, which was supposed to be mainline, then ended up being like a sub-story. We got 4, which was fantastic. We got 4 Apocalypse, which had a fantastic gameplay. But I don't know if anyone else noticed, but the storyline, well, it started going a little bit Persona-y. I mean, no, we didn't get social links, and quite frankly, you had one of the easiest you can't die pieces ever. I mean, that's really not Shin Megami Tensei. That's like giving you the save anywhere. Even that's better than just you don't ever die. I just didn't understand that mechanic. That actually might be my least favorite mechanic that's ever existed. It was one thing in 4 where, you get like one chance, which I thought was a cool thing. You have one shot to redo it, and if you fail, then you're pretty much screwed. That was okay. But to me, seeing, I can't even remember the Irish god's name anymore, but the fact that he was keeping you alive that whole time was kind of stupid. Not stupid if you're new to the series and you need a little bit of hand-holding, because I understand that. Shin Megami Tensei games are very difficult, and sometimes it helps to have a little bit of a little hand-holding. But boy, am I disappointed to hear, not to digress on that, I'm disappointed to hear that these are some of the thoughts of the updates that Alice is going to announce. Not new gameplay for SMT5. And then, worse than the idea of Persona 6 coming out, Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 for the PC. But it's not like they're going to be HD remakes. They're just going to be stream ports, I take it. I mean, what's the point in that other than to get it to maybe a different audience, which, okay, fine. From Atlus's point of view, I understand. But damn, I just want to know something more about Shin Megami Tensei 5. I mean, call me crazy, but that is really what I'm waiting for. The rest of this stuff I want to come out. Obviously, I want a Persona 6. I'm not going to say don't have it come out. But if it's going to take the place of SMT5, or if the fan base of Atlus or the Persona fans are getting that much into the polls, or when Atlus sends out these, please tell us what game you'd like to see next, if it's that overwhelming for Persona and they're just saying, well, forget our mainline games, they don't sell the same way, or we can't pull the spin-offs the same way, even though Persona is a spin-off of Shin Megami Tensei, which is a spin-off of Megami Tensei. I mean, the idea here that we might be in a situation where everything else is getting thrown to the back burner, that's a scary thought. I mean, Switch is a perfect game system to have a new Devil Survivor game. You know, not everyone's an SRPG fan, I get it, or a TRPG, but that was a sick game. Devil Survivor is a wonderful game. 1 was great, 2 was really good, and it can only get, I mean, depending on what you do with the story, I guess, it can really only get better depending on what you do there. And for anyone who hasn't played Majin Tensei 2, 1 is a little bit difficult with the dated there's certain things about 1 that it's easier for me to recommend 2, Majin Tensei 2, to you know, people who have maybe a little bit of a difficult time going back to Super Nintendo, Super Famicom style games. It's a great game. You're doing yourself a disservice. If you're a Devil Survivor fan and you don't play Majin Tensei, you're missing out, because it's like playing Majin Tensei, but with a bit more customization than you've seen in Devil Survivor. And I've done videos about this before. But the idea of equipping all of your demons with weapons based on their character or avatar, I mean, it's a really incredible thing. And you really don't see enough of that in today's Megaten games. You know, typically demons, other than Last Bible 3 and maybe a couple other Last Bible games, I'm trying to think of all the iterations that do this. I know Last Bible did it, Majin Tensei did it. I cannot think for the life of me right now of another game that lets you, another Megaten game where you can equip your demons with weapons and armor. But what a great twist from the norm. You know, it really gives you a different concept and a different way to play. It makes you, you know, a little... you still fuse a lot, but it also gives you an opportunity to utilize certain armors and weapons that you have extra of to give to your demons to make them stronger so they last longer, you know? Maybe you don't want to pull, like I'm playing Soul Hackers, and I have to constantly fuse to stay up to snub. And, you know, this is a cool change of pace where you don't have to do that, and I like that. I like the idea of that. I mean, look, I could be out of the element here, and let's just get back to the point of everything. Are we going to get Persona 6? That has become the focal point over the last week to 2 weeks because there was some leak. This is what everyone seems to be talking about, and it's completely made a game that's already a niche game, Shin Megami Tensei 5, even more out of the clearing. I mean, I don't even see it over the beyond anymore. It was like, to see Shin Megami Tensei 5 before, you had to be standing up at the tip top of the mountain to see it over a few more mountains and off in the horizon. Now, you can't see it on the tip of that mountain.